my name's Peter Parfitt and welcome to this video about the Trend Airshield Pro battery powered respirator. One's just been delivered, it's in this box. Let's take a look inside. And inside the box we have the respirator itself. You have a nickel metal hydride battery which is good for a full 8-hour day on one charge. You have a battery charger which will take normally 14 hours to charge that battery, although the initial charge should be for 24 hours. You have a pair of filters. You have some clips which are used with the optional ear defenders. You have a carrying bag in which you are expected to keep the whole respirator in when it's not in use. You have an airflow indicator for testing the efficiency of the respirator. You've got a full instruction manual. You have a guarantee card, and also you have the COSH record card for those people in the United Kingdom who have to keep records about safety devices. So the first thing to do is to fit and then charge the battery. The battery compartment is accessed very easily. There are a pair of grey tabs here which you press in with your thumbs and then lift upwards on the black plastic top housing. That allows that to come back, and then the battery compartment is at the rear here. To fit the battery, it goes in with the contacts uppermost and it slides into the compartment like so. You can then close up the whole thing, and you can then plug in the charger into your main socket, and there is a connecting point here in the helmet, like so. I've already charged mine, so let's go to the next stage. Now, one thing you may notice when you take it out of the box for the first time, there is an additional protective membrane on the front of the visor. I don't know if this is the case in all countries, but certainly in the UK you should find one of those. Now, my battery has been fully charged, and if I press the on-off button, you can hear the motor running perfectly smoothly. The next step is to fit a pair of filters that were supplied with the machine. Again, we have to release this top cover by pressing on these grey tabs and moving the cover back like so. And then you can see here and here the places where the filters are going to fit. If you look at the filter, you'll find that there are 3 tabs on it. And if you look at the place where the filters are going to fit, you'll see 3 tab receptors here. And the idea is to push in the rear one first and then push down and in, and then it's securely held in place. You must make sure that that is in properly, because otherwise the whole thing will not work as it should. And I'll put the second one in, and we push the rear tab in first, and then downwards and inwards with the other 2, and that is securely in place. So that's both filters fitted. So the filter's connected. The next thing is to use this little gadget to check that everything is working as it should. Now, this is a little baby manometer, and what it does, it takes air in here, and if there's sufficient air pressure, this little ball rises up till it gets level with this little hole in the device here. And when that happens, you know that everything is working properly. In order to fit this, it's very easy. You turn the helmet upside down and then put your hand in with the gadget, and it slots very simply into the inside here, where the air flows through down past the front of the operator's face. Once it's there, we're now going to turn the machine on, and if you look now, you'll see that the little red ball has risen up. I'll turn it around this way. So there it is. If I turn it off, you see the ball drops down, turn it on again, it's risen up. Now that proves that the motor is working efficiently and that the battery is charged sufficiently. What it doesn't do is prove that you've fitted those filters correctly. You can only judge that by a visual examination. So you must make sure when you fit those filters you've done it correctly. So now we go on to the next stage, which is making the helmet comfortable to wear. Whilst I've got the helmet in my hand, let me just point out this elasticated fabric band here, which is there to help provide a pretty good seal between the helmet and your face and head. Also here you'll see some holes, which is where the excess air flows out from the machine and it flows past the face protector, helping to keep it free from condensation. Now, in order to get it comfortable, we want to adjust the top strap, which is under here. There is a piece of padding which is held in with some Velcro, which I'll just remove first so that you can see, there's the padding, so you can see the top strap. This top strap is here. If I pull it out, you'll see that there's a plastic spigot here and there are some holes. And the idea is to adjust it to the size of your head, and when you've got it in the right place, you make sure that the plastic spigot fits tightly into one of those holes. And when that's done, you put the padding back in place. Now at the back of the headband, there's this control here, which is used to make the headband larger and smaller so it fits around your head more comfortably. And when it's in the position that you require, you can then lock it in position by pressing it in towards your head. When you want to take the helmet off, you pull that back and then loosen it slightly and you can take the helmet off. So you're going to use this control quite a lot. Now the routine for putting the helmet on is quite simple. I like to turn it on first and then slip it over my head. Get this fabric fitting to the face nicely, and then adjust the knob here until it's comfortable and then push in. And that's the helmet fitted. To remove the helmet, it's the reverse procedure. Loosen off here, and take the helmet off and switch it off. Simple as that. Now I put that sequence together to give you an idea of just some of the hazards to your lungs that can be found within the average small or home workshop. Now these are going to come typically from cutting man-made boards like MDF, but also many of our hardwoods can be irritant. Some people are sensitive to ash and even pine, so you do need to take care. Now in my research before I started making this video, I came across two people who'd said that the Airshield Pro was a little bit uncomfortable to wear, and another one who'd said it was noisy. Well, I've been wearing the Airshield Pro every day for a week, and at least 2.5 hours at a time, several times a day. And at no stage have I found it uncomfortable, and I certainly haven't found it noisy. What does make it so much better is if you spend the time getting that top strap adjusted, and once you've done it once, that's it done forever. and then making sure that each time you put the helmet on, that you then tighten it up and click it in at the back so that it's then fixed. Then it shouldn't move around at all. I did find it was improved even further once you've got it in a comfortable position to tighten these two screws on either side. That does mean it's not so easy then to flip it up so you can see something without looking through the visor, but I think that's a very small compensation for making it that extra bit more stable on the head. So tighten those two up and you'll find it even better still. Now if you go into a shop to look at one of these, spend the time to get it adjusted properly on your head before you make a decision, because it really does make a huge difference. Let's do some number crunching. In the United Kingdom, and including VAT, you can find the Airshield Pro for as little as £175 on the internet. The average internet price is £195, and the maximum price I discovered was £238. You'll want consumables, and the most important ones are those filters. You buy them in pairs, and a pair of filters I found for £22.50 on the internet, and again that includes VAT. Now, filters will last anything between 2 weeks and 3 months depending on usage. If you're a home user, I should think it's going to be closer to 3 months. Now, the airflow indicator gives you a very good idea of how clogged or not your filters might be. When this comes new, there is already fitted to the front of the visor a protective film. Now you can get new ones of those, and they come in packets of 10 and they cost £20, and that again includes VAT. You might decide that you need a second battery. Well, with one battery it will last for 8 hours, and then it takes 14 hours to charge, so an overnight charge. But if you feel you need a second battery, that's going to cost you £40, and if you want the separate cradle for doing the battery charging, that's another £31. So those are the numbers. Right, well the next question is this for you? Now I've just given you some prices, and you're thinking about what's in your back pocket, your wallet. Well, why not think about what's inside your chest and think about your lungs? Because that's what this is all about. It's about protecting you. When I've been wearing this around the workshop, it's given me a feeling of confidence. It's made me feel better about myself, better about my working environment, and that's, I'm sure, reflected in one's work output as well. So confidence is a good thing, but protecting those lungs is even better. If you shop around, this is a sub £200 powered respirator. Even if you then go and buy a spare battery and a bunch of spare filters, it's still sub £300. And I suggest to you that's a very small price to pay for the protection that your lungs deserve. So think about it very carefully. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care. Bye-bye.